weather up here. Oh, baby. I've done this 5 times now? I'm only gonna make sure I do quality stuff. No more... Well, there wasn't ever... unless you count the first one. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on how you think. No more garbage stuff. Only quality stuff. I only upload if it's quality. So, I was watching YouTube. Go figure. I got to that side of YouTube again. The weird celebrity stuff. Apparently, I stumbled on celebrities read mean tweets of Jimmy Kimmel. And it was the one with Paul Rudd. The guy who plays Ant-Man.
You idiot.
Marvel. He did something else too. Paul Rudd.
Ant-Man.
It's
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd.
Paul.
Man, who lives in this body anyway?
He rings a bell on something else.
What the heck are you?
No, nothing else. Oh, Anchorman. Never seen Anchorman, but he looks like the guy. He looks like that husband in that movie. You know? He always just he has that husband vibe. Anyway, where it's like, he's the average dad that goes to the corporate job in the day, comes home to his kids. We shouldn't get off track. Yeah, he had a mean tweet. He was like, Paul Rudd looks like the most average dude I know. You just know he comes home every night eats it down with his family, and then eats bland spaghetti and red sauce with his wife leaning toward him and saying, honey, how was your day? I don't know why that made me chuckle a little harder than most. Just the most basic thing, like, honey, how was your day? Why do we ask people how their day was? That's the most general question ever. Oh, it was... I don't know. How do people... What's the point of that, you know? I mean, you just kind of... Some people, literally just have to fill the air with words. Especially when you're eating. But, for some reason, I don't know what's the deal. But, I don't know, just something to talk about. Could you be any more generic about how you start a conversation? How was your day? Oh my goodness. It's like, well, I woke up, and then I went to the bathroom and got a shower. And I almost ran out of soap, but then I pour water in the shampoo and got some more shampoo out. So I think we're going to go to the store tonight. We're going to go to Walmart tonight and get some more shampoo. And then I got out of shower and I got dressed and went to work, and work was a little, it was a little slow today. Because Tim from IT couldn't get my computer to work because I've been trying to connect the second monitor, but apparently that won't work. It's like nothing interesting happened in that little segment, you know? A better question yet would be did anything interesting happen in your day? And that way, if you had just a stupid boring day at school, you could just say nothing interesting happened that day. Oh my goodness. And so I was talking with people, go figure, about, I don't know. I was just thinking on my mind, if anyone actually asked me how my day was, I might just give them a sarcastic answer. I don't think there's any way to, pun around that question. Oh, as people, if you ask me how my day was, I'm literally just going to sit there and not speak. Drink my root beer and not speak, and how was your day? So the older kid, he's a senior in college. No, that's the wrong question. Yeah, he's a senior in college. Wrong tone. Anyway, he went around the table and asked everyone else how their day was. I don't know if that was a slap in the face, supposed to be a social slap to the face. By the way, that's very effective. Or just I don't know. I was content because I didn't really have anything interesting going on that day, except for mobile app stories. If I remember, that was a Monday where Xcode couldn't recognize a view controller class, and so the view controller class wouldn't compile. So then every time it segued into our main portion of the app, it would just crash. The app would crash with no given warning, because it just wouldn't recognize or compile the file. So I spent about a week, actually 2 weeks ago, trying to get that file compiled. Or I didn't even know what was going on. So then we spent like a week trying to get that compiled. By the way, I was on the clock because I had to get that sent to another guy, to get our project sent to a guy to help debug some other thing, some other connectivity testing thing, to help with that, because that I spent like about 3 months on this stupid error that there's no documentation on. And okay, I probably lost about all but 2 of you. Anyway, I was so excited because we found out that Xcode was the problem, not me the problem, which I would be more excited if I was the problem, because then that's something I can fix and not something else that it can fix. Anyway, so yeah, if I get a wife, oh man, that's depressing. I'm gonna get a wife that understands what I do at work, thoroughly, not just like sits there and listens, like it just yep, like actually understands. So if there's anything actually interesting I can maybe say, I can speak about it. And also one that doesn't ask me, how was your day? How was your day, honey? You gotta sit at home, go to dinner, and you gotta talk about your day. What if we talked about our day at breakfast? Oh man. What if we had breakfast together like we did dinner? In fact, that's the way it's supposed to be nutritionally. You're supposed to have a big breakfast, a medium lunch, and a small dinner. Makes sense that way. But not with our time schedules, because usually, well, I eat a reheat. How do I explain this? A Sam's Club, egg muffin thing. It has egg whites. It is an egg white biscuit with a really cheap cheese and a sausage and biscuits. Biscuit on surrounding it. Reheated. And that gets me through till lunch. And I can eat in the car. And it's really easy to cook. And I don't really have to do any prep work except put it in the fridge the night before when I'm making my lunch. So that it thaws evenly and slowly in the fridge. Anyway, and I'm getting sick of those. It's a good thing it's only like a month and a half left. Month and a half left of those stupid little egg things. So there you go. Until I go into summer and I work for a company, maybe, I don't know. I need to get a job this summer. Although I don't want to work in retail, but the thing is, a lot of the higher paying jobs are for retail, and that's where the competitive market is, because you can, in our town at this moment, you can look down both ways of the street and you can see lots of now hiring entry level jobs. Now looking for high school entry level jobs for now hiring. It's like, okay, there's so many. If you could get a job right now, you could get a job, at least in our area. I guess I can't speak for any other areas in the world or in the country or in the state. But yeah, so I could get a job. Just a matter of fact, what do I want to do for the next 3 months? And it could be crappy. It could be folding shirts for 4 hours on end, nonstop. It could be something similar. I got a job offer. Not an unofficial job offer. There was flyers. It was at a fair, I think. Is it a book fair? Not a book fair. I don't go to book fairs. Seeing me in a book fair, not sponsored by the school. I'm probably with my mom. By the way, book fairs. Oh, school book fairs. Oh, I remember elementary school book fairs were the best. Well, my mother had to set up for the book fairs every year and cut out your little paper trees and there always was a theme. There's like a jungle theme or safari theme. They used to decorate the book fair with so kids would get excited. Look, Ma, I'm in the jungle. They read in the jungle. Oh, little Timmy, you're so adorable. I'll get you a couple more books. Oh, I don't know. Answer. Yeah, so then I was forced to stay after. Sometimes very long hours, like 10 o'clock at night. I wasn't really old enough to help with the book fair. That was elementary school. So it was the best because my mom and my family my sister was friends with the kid whose mother was the IT lady at that school. And by the way, she was pretty sick. I drew her actually in fifth grade. What the heck? Don't mind me, a bunch of my shirts just fell from my closet. Maybe I should not just pile them on the slope and hope they don't fall. Maybe I should actually hang them up. Except we have a shortage of hangers in this house. Apparently, for some reason, I don't know. We have a shortage of hangers. So, anyway, what was I on? Oh, book fairs. Yeah. And I was too young to help because I was in elementary school. And while my mom spent hours upon hours cutting out paper leaves from long sheets of paper and setting up where the books go. And there had to be a certain order of where the books go because the older kid books had to be in the back right corner, and the third grade books had to be on the sides. It had to be by age group. So then the neutral age trinkets were in the front. So then kids would go into the book fair, and then the parents would look back in the book fair and see, hey, little Francis, there are your books and the side for your age. And there are always books about like Matilda as a child. What will she do now? She discovers her powers, and it's like a whole novel about a backstory of a movie or something. Like it's just a well published fanfic. Just like I feel like that's what most books are in the book fair, and there's always like that one book that everybody wants. In one year, that was Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because that was in 4th grade when that book was getting really popular because no other books were like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And if you had the cheese touch, that was when that started, the cheese touch. And you couldn't touch any cheese for that little 3-month period in 3rd grade because, baby, you'd be shunned like the plague. Because you had the cheese touch. And nobody wanted to be friends with you, so you always kept your fingers crossed. In fact, we'd go to extents where we'd cross our toes and tape them together and put them in our shoes because you didn't want to get the cheese touch. And if someone tried to touch you, that one kid, you were unlucky to sit next to that kid. You had to pull out your foot, pull off your sock. Hey, I had my toes crossed. You can't. I'm immune. Well, technically, my veins are crossed in my body, so that I'm still immune to the cheese touch. You can't touch me. And then the person inevitably, you know what they do? They get really close, and then they touch them. And the cheese touch. So that, yeah. Oh, late hours, book fair, yeah. We had an in with the IT lady, for the lab, and that's back in the cube max, or the square pyramid max, where they were humongous. That was back in like 2005 to 2010. And oh man, you had marble blast gold, and you had shapes, but nobody played shapes. Nobody in their right mind played shapes. Because why play shapes when you could have Marble Blast Gold at your fingertips? Marble Blast Gold, man, that game was the best. That's probably top 10 to me right now, all time. And man, Marble Blast Gold. I tried to find Marble Blast Gold online, and you can only get the demo. You can't even pay for the full version. You have to get the demo, because that game, that studio, closed up shop. I think, I don't know. Maybe we'll look for it online and find a physical copy. Yeah, that game is. Oh man, that was on like every district computer. I think, I don't know. Anyway, we played Marble Blast Gold Mini Clip. Oh, that was back when Mini Clip was cool. And the best day was when we played hide and seek across the entire school. Oh, and if you were in 5th grade, oh, you had the ins and outs of every single room because you were in that school for twice as long as a kid who was in 2nd grade or in 3rd grade. And oh man, we'd like hide under the teachers' desks. We'd find things that were, I don't know, probably not supposed to be findable under teachers' desks. Things we didn't know what they were. This was back when we were like 3rd grade, like 8 years old. Maybe like 10 years old, some of those kids. Man, hide and seek across the entire school. That is like a dream come true for like, I don't know, everybody. Who doesn't want to play hide and seek across the entire school? Any school. Elementary, middle school. Yeah, middle school. High school. Seriously? Anyway. Those were the days. Book fair. What was I talking about? Book fair. Oh, me working at book fair, maybe? Oh, the book fair. And then it gets to middle school. And it's like, hey, remember this thing in elementary school you all loved? You took a chunk out of your class time in elementary school to go to the book fair? Just so you didn't have to learn anything, you just stand around with a book and just stare at it. You didn't have to read it. You just stare at it. That's class time. Oh, how I would kill for some of that now. During class. Oh. Anyway. Oh. Back in middle school, and driving on the reputation of the elementary school book fair. Hey, nothing's changed. We have books only for your appropriate level. And that was 6th grade. The hot book, Hunger Games. Oh, that is still a bad book. I don't know why it got so popular. It's not that good. Not interesting characters at all. You just have plot holes everywhere. It's just I don't know why it's so popular, because it's action scene. Female protagonist and action scene. Everything. Utopia. All the buzzwords. Sacrifice. And killing people. Cannons and futuristic. Utopia. Edgy characters. Undeniable. An unrequited love story. The guy who's not supposed to be in your life. He's that guy. He worked at the pet shop. And threw her oh my goodness. He could have been much more, I don't know, much more trying to be neutral to Katniss beforehand. At least in the movie, he just kind of like, it's like holding a piece of burnt bread in this pouring rain. She walks with a pig pen and tries to steal a pig. He looks at her, sheds a tear, and just like throws it on the ground by her like she's a pig. Oh, that's how you start a love story. Oh my goodness. And then after 6th grade, nobody cared. Is there one in high school? Is there a book fair in high school? I don't think so. Because nobody freaking reads books in high school. You have to be one of those kids who reads books. I can think of like a couple kids who used to read books like all the time in 9th grade. I've never seen them with a book in senior year. Never. You just don't have time. Nobody cares, and you don't have time. Fiction books will be another day though. But for the basic person who thinks of it as a hobby, you just don't have time now. You have better things to do with your day. You have higher priorities. You have better hobbies. Nobody wants to read books. Oh. Right now the weather is blizzard on April 15th, 2018. My goodness. It is. I don't know. Do I wish it was a school day? I don't know, because most schools most school districts around the area were already extending school. Does it matter for me? Probably not, because I'm a senior. Have I mentioned that already? um, and I think we get out at June 2nd. I think I don't see why it would be extended for us, because it's already a set date and kids have probably already sent out invitations. I think we're graduating on a Saturday. I think that's just the way it's always been. Um, so yeah, why would it change? Why would it like get pushed back to Sunday? Oh, you're going to school on Saturday and you're just sitting there. You're just gonna sit there and listen to the teacher talk about their personal life. Oh, how the wedding went, and how the color schemes. We could have used this color scheme, but the best man didn't like it. It didn't fit his ties. And we didn't like this color scheme because the pea yellow didn't fit well with the bride's ankles, because she has swelling ankles from hiking too much in Mosquito Land, the swamps of Florida. Does anybody care about teachers' personal lives? I do sometimes, because it's better than talking about something stupid like trigonometry values, or trigonometry, whatever. What's it called? Substitutes, or I can't think of the name right now. I don't know. Better than English stories about how it was raining on Friday. So then I just curled up in a pillow and read a nice good book. Oh, we could have been watching Mr. Bean for that half an hour that you talked about your personal life and how, your trip to Europe. Though, when was that? When did that happen? Oh, no, that's in about 2 months. 2 months about from now. Hey, everybody, I'm going to be gone on Monday in about 2 months. This Monday, second Monday, 2 months, because I'm going to be visiting my parents out in Europe. For about a weekend, weekend. And yeah, just so you know that, and let's it's gonna be very cool. When did it happen? Oh, it didn't happen yet. It's in about 2 months. That second Monday in 2 months. Yep. Oh, next weekend. Remember, I may have told you this. I may have not. Next Monday I'll be gone because I'm taking a trip to Europe. Oh my goodness! Stop talking about Europe. My goodness. Oh, there's any way to bore a kid the first hour of the day. Oh, the second most boring teacher, first hour. I don't even want to talk about the first most boring teacher to have first hour. Because I might kill someone. Treading on the footsteps of the devil. Anyway, speaking of school, who am I to these people? Seriously, who am I to these people? My birthday, of all days, my birthday, I decide, there's kids will dress different on their birthday, and that's not something new. They'll have like a birthday shirt, I don't know. They'll have a white shirt that says, "It is your birthday, period." And, are you friends in the office? Wow, how did you know? Did I just say you friends with the office? I don't know. Or there's something, or they'll dress something stupid like, this is the day where I get to wear sweatpants, or I get to wear my flip-flops, even though it's January, or something. So I decide, okay, I'll dress a little pretentious, for lack of vocabulary. Pretentious. I wear my good khakis, my black shoes. Apparently, to some people, they're not dress shoes, but they're dress shoes. I forget what my undershirt was. It doesn't matter at all. Then I have my blue and white and blue thin striped shirt. I don't know. It's not pinstripes, but they're close. It's a business casual shirt. And I wear this. Oh, was it black or was it blue? I'm pretty sure it was blue. A blue sweater to go on top of that, and so the collar, the cuffs, and the bottom tail, by the way, is untucked. Are showing, so it adds a little outline. I thought it looked pretty sharp that day. And anyway, maybe it was the way I dressed. I didn't think I'd dress a significant amount more different to be stood out from what I usually dress. I try to not dress pretentious. There's this one kid I'm thinking of. Oh, you're a sophomore. Quit dressing like you live in Men's Warehouse. Anyway, it's my birthday. I can dress what I want within reason. I'm not gonna show up to school naked. Sorry to all the people who want to see me naked. All maybe 1.5 of you who want to see me. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. And so my birthday. Apparently, every teacher knows my birthday. Must be something on school Schoology. I'm gonna say Schoolology from now on. Just to piss off that one teacher. It's March, and you're still saying Schoolology. Oh my goodness, she gets so mad at that. Like, hi, my kid has trouble with Schoolology. It's Schoology. Or what is it? Synergy that we're supposed to be ranting about because. Let me turn my volume up. Schoology or synergy that we're supposed to be ranting about because it just doesn't work. Like we spent a weekend, like the school spent a weekend on to get like the executive of Synergy to come to our school and help fix our issues because the thing wasn't working. You know, the thing that officially does our grades. Oh my goodness. The old way was fine. Except that the district had to unite everybody for some reason because different school districts were using different schools were using different programs. So now we're using Schoolology and Synergy. Handled attendance and things, and Campus Portal worked just fine. The mobile app sucked, so I just set a link to the desktop version, used the browser, and it worked just fine. But you could do so much better stuff with it. Oh, Google Classroom was fine, except for that one that project grade breaking bug that if you turn something in and then if you turn an assignment in and then open the assignment on your phone or if you turn the assignment in on the desktop anywhere and then you turn it in, you click out, and apparently you open the assignment through notification on your phone, access through the app, it will unsubmit it and then resubmit it. But sometimes it counts as late because then you open it after the due date, so then it counts as late. Yeah, I got both my comp sci projects were marked, I think like 20 points off out of 100 because it turned in late. So I got like 75s in my projects. I don't know. I got A's in the class anyway, so it didn't really matter. But it was just kind of like a bite in the tongue. I think it happened too. What is making that noise? Okay, never mind. I think it didn't really matter, but I didn't know. It pissed me off so much. I almost called Google in. I'm really glad I didn't do that. Anyway, we're talking about birthdays. How did every teacher know it was my birthday? Probably Synergy. Probably, oh, it's this kid's birthday. Wish him a happy birthday. Oh, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do when people are singing happy birthday to you? Like, is there a dance that you can do? It's the most awkward thing when people are singing happy birthday to you. Like, seriously. Like, I know this has been said before, but I'm going to rant about it now. What do you do? Do you just sit there and smile? What do you do? It's the most, coming from a really awkward person and now becoming more immune. I don't want to say immune, more resistant to awkward situations and conversations. Yeah, it was probably one of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life. When the entire class of like 40 kids just started singing happy birthday to me, like, oh, really, really, people? And it's just so, what do? Do you do a dance? What makes it less awkward that the people singing happy birthday? Do you do the, is there like a Rudolph thing where it's like, oh, we're not going into that. I hate that. Anyway, I got a bunch of random people, also on my birthday, I got a bunch of random people that I did not know, like, totally did not know, like, even half of those kids were like, I didn't know you existed until right now. It's like, is it your birthday? And just like, can I, no, maybe tomorrow, maybe, probably not, maybe, I don't know. And just like, okay, I won't bug you. And it's just like, yes, victory. I don't get random people coming up to me saying happy birthday. I don't know. It just seems kind of creepy. When random people just go up to you saying happy birthday. Speaking of it, saying this is the last thing about birthdays. Speaking of happy birthday, oh no, can I tell it? I can tell it. Oh, I did the thing in The Office where Michael's birthday on, was it season 2? Yeah, it had to be season 2. Yeah. Kevin with the skin cancer, and then they went to the arena. Anyway, where he calls corporate and he's like, happy birthday. And he's like, it's not my birthday. Oh, I thought we celebrated, we had the same birthday. Oh, what if he just hung up? Oh man, I did that to a kid. Only it wasn't on birthday, it was on Flag Day. Except it wasn't Flag Day, it was like a week ago. I told a kid, happy Flag Day, and it's like, what? It's not Flag Day. It's like, oh, I thought we celebrated Flag Day together on today. And just like, happy Flag Day? Little twists that can make a person more uncomfortable. Anyway, yeah, who am I to these people? Seriously, bigger question. Who am I to these people? Who am I to you? I feel like this is going to sound really cliche. I feel like I'm a different person to each individual, you know? And that sounds cliche, but like, I mean it in a more sincere sense. Like, for some people, I'm like that kid who, I am like, I have the really weird taste in music, but I also do really normal things. And some people, I'm that kid, the quiet kid in the class that sometimes says just something really odd and weird at inopportune times. And some people, they just don't know what's going on in my life and just like, you know what? Just sitting on a cart and looking at their phone, trying to do drum beat on the railing. Yep, that's a Ben thing to do, or something. And some people, it's like, oh, I don't know. Some people, I think the main appeal to me, I don't know, is my mystique, because I do things, because I have so many like sides of me that are like unexplained, that it's just like, I don't know. Who am I to these people? I wish people would give me an honest answer of who I was to them. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe there's some way. Wasn't there some way on Snapchat that like you could do anonymous things? You could make you could swipe up and you can write an anonymous message about like write a constructive message, and you could say, And you could say, oh, well, first you got to plan out the blueprints. You got to plan out where you're going to do it. Then you got to plan out your budget. Then you got to buy your materials for whatever you're building, such as like a car or a dead horse. Is that called dead horse, silent horse, immovable horse? What have you used to saw? Anyway, and then you plan out your time, how long it's going to take, and then you start building, and then you evaluate your work until you finish your build, so that you can make any minor adjustments, and then you place your build and enjoy it. That's how you make a constructive message. I realize now that I've done that, that I've said that, now that I'm almost brought down to the level of the kid who has to say, technically we're always living in the past because our eye perceives light just a little bit quicker than what we receive in our brain when we have to adjust it, and our brain experiences everything that we do. We're always living in the past. Oh, so maybe I'll not say constructive message again. Maybe I'll not do that again. And the same kid who says, I cry every time. Everything that's not happy. I cry every time. Oh, my goodness. Why do people like those exist? There needs to be a way, a book. I need to write a book about how to socially slap someone in the face. Oh, I have a few tricks in my sleeve. How to socially slap someone. How to socially corn dog someone. Yeah, that's better. Oh man, you can almost like passively shun people. You can almost just like, you can say things in a passive sarcastic tone. Oh man, I won't. Another day. Oh my goodness. Or some teach. Oh man. Okay, new topic, but same thing. This one girl, I'm not very fond of. In fact, I'd probably consider, if I had an enemy, if I had an arch nemesis in my life, it'd probably be this girl. I've known her ever since I moved here because she lives very close to me. By the way, it's not my sister. But she has to drive by my house every time she goes to school. She was in every one of my elementary classes. I'd say about, she's kindergarten, first grade. Oh, she's in second grade. Oh, she might have been not third grade, fourth grade. No, but she was a little princess back then. Because she had to do things that no other kids got to. Oh, and then what happened? And in fifth grade, oh no, she wasn't. Oh yeah, so okay, I guess less time than usual, but still, I mean, more times than anyone needs to be in a class with her. And then, oh man, middle school, I think I dodged her pretty success. Oh, she was in my math class in fourth grade. Oh, that too. Oh, and then I think eighth grade rolled around, and then I thought, oh, I was done with her for the rest of my life. Apparently not until the third try of senior year. I thought it was so good because I don't think I had her in any of my classes. I think so. Oh no, maybe a couple, maybe like three, maybe even two, maybe like two classes. Oh, all of high school. I thought I dodged her in the entire career of high school. And then third try, senior year came around. I'm first 2 hours of the day. Oh my goodness. It has to always be about her. Anyway, she has a habit of correcting the teacher. Always correcting the teacher. If there's anyone to correct the teacher, you can guarantee it. It is her. Oh my goodness. In one day, oh, what was the day? Was it Tuesday? Or was it Tuesday? Was it Wednesday? It had to be. Was it Wednesday? Anyway, the girl next to me ended up correcting the teacher in a good way, like in a non non Xian Fem way. Uh or Xian Fem Com way. Uh let's put it that way. And it was a very just like a question like isn't this like my understanding was this or something. It was done in a respectful way. Um and you know who had to turn around, had the audacity to look that girl in the eyes and said, "Hey, I was thinking the same thing too." Oh my goodness, no you weren't. No you weren't. Look in the mirror and lie to yourself again. Look in the mirror. Look in your eyes and lie to yourself again. I guarantee you will cry at the night. Oh my goodness. No you weren't. Because just because, oh my goodness. Because you have that impulse. Because you have that impulse that you see something wrong and you tremble like an alcoholic. You can't stop. You can't stop shaking until you raise your hand. It's like shaking. That tremble goes through that from your brain up to your arm and raise your hand. Sometimes you raise your hand just like the teacher takes too long. It's been 20 seconds and she hasn't looked at the mistake. You have to slam your hand and just that's not how it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be it's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like this, right? Right. Oh my goodness. And she had the audacity to look at the girl next to me in the eyes, and turn around and say, "Hey, I was thinking the same thing too." I almost just my self-control was on edge right at that time, or I almost just like in the most like innocent voice was like, "Well, I wanted to correct the teacher too." Maybe I should have just a little Minnesota passive aggressiveness. Well, I wanted to correct the teacher too. And I know I could have on Friday. There was an error that the same error was like the brain. There's like, the brain doesn't or the brain filters out the words that are duplicate or something like that. It was one of those like little tricks, because not a trick but like just an error, because it had two woods on the same sentence, but they were on different lines, so it really wasn't worth correcting the teacher for, so I didn't do it. I notified a kid though in my class. Got a little shaky there. Not as shaky as reason. You have to do it. Yeah, you just have to. That impulse is inside you. Just let it release. Slam your hand on the desk and let it release, like the demons in your body. Oh my goodness. That felt good. That felt good to get out. Anyway, I'm gonna end this off with the soap dispensers. Soap dispensers in the bathroom. I know this has been a long thing. When did the district rebranded itself over the summer? I think it was in part to allowing every kid to get iPads. By the way, high schoolers, we get iPads because the elementary kids get iPads, and the school runs on a communist regime that every kid needs to have what the next kid gets, no matter what age. So yeah, we didn't get Chromebooks because elementary kids need iPads, and there are a lot more elementary teachers than there are high school and middle school teachers. So yeah, we get iPads. We don't need iPads. That will be something else. That will be another day. We get iPads. Anyway, they did a branding of the school district, which I'm impartial to. It's fine. It doesn't need to be happened. It's a public school district. You're not attracting any more kids to the school district because their logo looks like 3 infinity symbols all chain linked together. It'd be pretty cool for a necklace. But now it's ruined because of that school district. Now this is their branding, and they might sue you because I don't know, unless you have school district pride. Is there a thing called school district pride? I mean, there's school pride, obviously. School district pride. I'm proud of my school district. I'm proud of school district 06200 or something like that. I don't know. Oh man, they have school district shirts, a mascot, or a school mascot bee, or school district mascot bee. Oh man. Would it be something stupid like the onion farmers? Our school, I think I don't know, this is specific to our school because our school grounds back in the old days used to be an onion farm. I excited every Shrek fan in my audience thing, Audible, not sponsored by Audible, maybe soon. So when you actually get time to read books, you don't have to read them, you can just listen to them. Use affiliate code, not yet. Anyway, so school district branded the district for some reason. It was like, now it's like one mission, infinite possibilities. There's also a mission statement, which a public school district does not need a mission statement. We're a public school district, you go there by default. It is the default option. You go to maybe it's good for a private school because they are asking you for your money in lieu of a public school. So they need advertising and they need attractiveness to families and kids. You're a public school. You don't need branding. Anyway, apparently it's gotten so bad that we're branding the soap dispensers in the bathrooms for some reason. Why? I'm just gonna skip there are more positives to negatives in this situation. What's the point? There's no positives to this situation. Like, seriously, did my grades improve because we spent money on branding the soap dispensers? The soap dispensers were fine. Okay, when people complain about the bathrooms, they're not complaining about the soap dispensers. They're complaining about how the water is a binary. The water faucets are binary, not binary. They're trinary. I don't know. Anyway, you hit the hot water, and it's way too hot, and there's no adjusting for how hot the water is. It's way too hot, and you hit the cold water. You hit the whole cold water to smooth it out, or to warm it out, or to cool it off, and it's just fine. And then the hot water runs out because it has like a 5-second delay where you wash your hands, and the cold water starts kicking in now again, and it's just way too cold. So then you turn back on the hot water, and it's just this constant cycle of I can't leave my hands freezing cold or blazing hot. So then I go to the whatever, the hand dryers, and of course there's one really good one that, like, I don't know, that's so strong that you can pull your hands together, and if you pull your hands together, you can make your hands fart. Okay, it's, I don't know, and the kids on the toilet all laugh because they think you fart, and then you hear a couple plops because that's what kids do when they laugh on the toilet. Get the reference, and you go out, and there's this nasty handle that you have to twist to get open, so you can't really use your foot, because if you use your foot, then that leaves danger for some kid to just like bust through the door, and now your foot is stuck in the handle, and now you're laying on the ground, on the nasty, nasty, nasty ground. Oh, that ground's worse than bathrooms at Denny's. Oh. And of course, there's the kids who don't wash their hands. They have to run out the door and not wash their hands and use the door handle. Those are the kids who use the door handle to the fullest extent. So I don't know. And also the toilets, can they be a little bit higher? Seriously? Okay, this was more of a middle school problem. Because middle schoolers are short, very, very, very short, apparently. They were so, and I'm very, very tall. They were so short that, like, I could not use the short urinals. Otherwise, I'd completely miss. Like, there's no way around it. Like, I'd have to kneel down to use the urinals. And of course, I'm not going to kneel down because that's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Or I'd have to squat in a weird way, which is just looks really weird, especially when you're in a boys' bathroom where you have to where the coda is, or the quota is very, very strict, where you don't want to do anything out of line, otherwise, just no, you become that kid. Where you don't want to make eye contact. You don't, because there's still kids in high school who have to pull their pants all the way down, so when they have to use the urinal, so then you walk in and you get a fresh sight of a bare naked butt. Why? Why? Anyway, what was I talking about? Soap dispensers. Oh, because the thing that's worse about the bathrooms are the soap dispensers. Not the fact that the urinal handles are molding sometimes, or the fact that you can see pee stains on everywhere, practically. No, it's the soap dispensers, apparently, for some reason. Oh my goodness. More branding in the high school. More branding. That's what we need. More branding. Not any funding to any other thing, just more funding, branding. Has your high school experience been elevated because of the branding in your high school? We don't know. We simply don't have the technology. I figured today I'd go without a topic. Just speaking on my mind, because a topic is too hard. You have to have something to just speak about. Because, I don't know, you just kind of have to speak about it. You have to have the anger inside of you. The anger of people, certain people. I may have mentioned this in the first one. Oh, there's this kid I know who, maybe it's like the first thing I talk about. The kid who requested I do called the weather up here. He had a great idea where I do diss tracks. Or he did diss tracks about people he hated in school. Oh, and they do them all 3 a.m. in the morning. And that's how they vent out their anger against people. Maybe I'll do that. I won't release them. They don't release them, but I won't release them. Might be a good way to vent out anger until I'm out of here. One more anger thing. Tomorrow. At least tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. I don't know when you're watching this, but tomorrow's Monday. I'm taking CIS French, and it's proctored by the U of M. The U of M Twin Cities. By the way, people, if you're saying what college did you go to, you can just say the U. Number one, if you're in Minnesota, you can just say the U, okay? And people will know what you're talking about. But you can say the U. You can say the U of M. You don't have to say University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. You don't have to do that, okay? People know what you're talking about when you say the U. You don't have to say University of Minnesota's Twin Cities. Oh, I'm glad you were that specific, because I was thinking you were talking about the U. I was thinking about you're talking about the University of Tennessee, because I got a little bit confused. But not like half the grade is going to either the U of M, the U of M Twin Cities, or Wisconsin Madison. Anyway, proctored by the U, and they have a requirement that you do, that you have to step foot on campus at least one time during that year. I don't know why. So that's what I have to do all day tomorrow. There's no point in going. There's no point, except the fact that it's required. It'd be nice to go to a college campus, I guess, just to hang around. Maybe not the U of M, something different. At least can we go to like a hockey game, please? I'd like to see a women's hockey game at the Ritter Arena, please. In lieu of listening to professors talking to professors in French, because they have nothing else for you to do during there except listen to a speaker. Go to classes, by the way, are filled up, so I'm not going to a class because I'm not going there. But yeah, those have limited slots. So some people get to go to classes and some people don't. I'm part of the group that doesn't. So I have the opportunity to do a scavenger hunt around the entire campus, and you get extra credit for it. Woohoo! I'm just gonna ask people that go there. What is this? What is this? Where is this? Where is this? So I can get extra credit. I need extra credit desperately in that class. Anyway, anyway, so what are we doing the entire day? We're going there. We're going to listen to a speaker, and then we're going to a cafe where we're going to talk to people while we eat. We're going to talk to professors while we eat, and we have to be personal about it too. Oh my goodness, we have to be personal about it too, because we have to ask, what do you do all day? How was your day, honey? I'm totally going to do that. Oh, I'm going to start out with, how was your day? Come on, Vulture, jour. Come on, Vulture, jour. Oh my goodness. While we eat, and I'm going to rant about how we, talking and eating at the same time some other day. But what the heck? I'm gonna also try to answer every question with a question. If you get the reference, would I've known if there would I've gone if there was if I would have known that there was free food? Are you okay? Like, did you promise her? What constitutes a promise? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ron. Do you know Latin? Do you know Latin? Okay. Thank you, Ron. Are we done? Hostile work environment. In that case, I don't know. If it was if we were talking in English, I'd be thrilled. But we're not talking in English. We're talking in French. It's just a struggle to hear people in a cafe with a lot of people talking. It's a struggle to hear people in French, because it's my second language. It's a struggle to comprehend that, because some people, if they're anything like the French demos that they have during class for like tests and stuff, where they're like, comment like, et toi, and they're like, oui, si at like and there's always kids walking by. There's always a freshman class of Spanish kids walking by the class, and then talk about, hey, do you want to play Halo after school? Yeah, sure thing, Johnny. I'll bring the Mountain Dew. No, you idiot. It's online. Oh, well, I was just looking for a way to get rid of all my Mountain Dew. My mom has me on a Mountain Dew diet all week because she thinks I'm too fat. I thought you only weighed 72 pounds. Oh my goodness. And then, and you can't understand him, especially when you're sick. I'm glad I'm not sick, but it's gonna be cold out tomorrow. Oh, I could have worn. It's gonna be cold out because it's snowing like balls tomorrow. What if it gets canceled and we don't have to do it? I could just stay in calculus and study for that test, because calculus is more important than going to the U for some stupid event. For some stupid reason. Anyway. Oh man, what am I gonna wear? I'll wear my maroon button up and my khakis. I'll fit in with the rest of the college kids. Don't wear your high school stuff because you look like a high schooler, and college kids don't like high schoolers, and word up, my brother. So yeah, that's what I have to go to tomorrow. I'm not thrilled at all. I have to listen to a speaker, then talk to people, and then do a scavenger hunt, which I'll probably just end up just laying around, like probably laying around the campus. I don't know. Maybe there's like a dorm thing where it's like you can go in the dorm, you can talk to girls. What do you do all day? How was your day? Oh, I'm gonna never stop making that joke. How was your day, honey? Okay. And that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, Monday the 16th. Oh, and I have to contact people to finish something. Finish a class. Okay. That'll probably be it. That is the episode number 2. Me ranting about things. Oh, man. I'll see you people. I don't know. Outro. It's bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Susie. Stop.